In this video, we'll be exploring categories and tags, two of the most essential features in WordPress that is used for organizing posts and other forms of content. So let's get started. And it's the same categories and tags that we just saw in the post section in the previous video. But in this video, we'll be looking at the dedicated screen that we have for categories and tags. As you know, categories and tags are very powerful tools in WordPress, which are used for efficient organization of your posts. You can find them under the posts option here on the left sidebar, right over here. And let's start with categories. Clicking on categories brings up this dedicated screen that we have. Here you can mainly add, edit, or delete categories, basically managing the categories that you have on your website. Any categories that you had created earlier in the post screen, you can see it over here. So everything shows up over here. Any category that you either create over here or on the post screen, it doesn't really matter. Everything shows up over here. On the left side, you can see that there is an option to create a new category, with options like name, and slug's basically the URL of the category, and then you can assign a parent category or a description to it. So let's create one. We're just going to be calling this Linux. The name would be Linux, and the slug would also be a Linux. There is no parent category for this as such, and the description is posts about Linux OS. So if we're going to be creating some posts which are about Linux OS, we're going to use this category for that. And that's it. Our Linux category is now created and it shows up over here. Just remember one thing, the default category called uncategorized is present on all WordPress websites. You can edit its name to something else, but you can't delete it. You can delete any other category that you have created, but this uncategorized category, it just stays. All you can do is rename it, so you can rename it to something that suits your content. And another point, by deleting a category, it doesn't delete the posts assigned to it. It just deletes that category. So don't worry about any posts that are assigned to category. They're gonna stay. They're not going anywhere. And that's pretty much all for the categories interface. Now we're going to be moving on to the tags. Just click on the tags option on the left sidebar, and then you get to see this interface, which is quite similar to the categories interface. In fact, it's literally the same interface that you just saw in the categories interface and works pretty much the same way. So creating, editing, or deleting tags follows the same process as categories. And as you can clearly see, the interface is quite literally the same. However, there are two major differences. First of all, there is no default tag. Like in categories, we had uncategorized. Here, you don't have anything called uncategorized or untagged or anything like that. There is absolutely no default tag. So all tags are the ones that you create, and you can delete all of them if you want to. Secondly, unlike categories, there are no parent tags or child tags. All tags are standalone and are kind of like keywords, so you can't really group multiple tags under one parent tag. You can just use them independently. And that's primarily the difference. Creating or managing tags is pretty much the same as categories. You can choose to use both of these for organizing your posts. You can always add, rename, or delete existing tags and categories for reorganizing your posts. Both categories and tags play a crucial role in organizing your content effectively, so I would recommend to experiment with them and use a proper combination of both of this to organize your posts in such a way that the navigation is easier for you as well as the users who are going to be using your website. And that kind of concludes this video on categories and tags. See you in the next video.